y'all, and welcome to today's video. I have no makeup on. I have my hair pushed out of my face. That means we are going to be getting ready together today. I have a lot of new products to try. We're going to do a first impression style try on. I've got the new palette from Wicked Widow Beauty, some Say products, some Yinza, some Smashbox. My Pat McGrath order is here. We're just going to play with makeup. We are going to have a good time. Let's jump into it. To start off, I have my hair pushed back. Let me throw it back even more. I do have my skin primed. Say sent over their Star Glow Glowy Super Gel. It said you can mix this in with foundation. You can use it to prep your skin. So I decided to go ahead and put this on as like a primer for makeup. Very, very glowy with no like glitter or anything like that. And my skin feels like nice and ready for makeup. I do want to go ahead and put it on a lip oil before we like do lip color and all of that. So I bought the GlamLite Killer Lip Oil, part of their Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I wanted this, and I finally made my order, but I haven't tried it yet. So it's got like the drips and it's red, and I've never tried a lip oil from GlamLite, but they are a brand that I love. So this, you can see, is like a very sheer red. It feels very thin on the lips. It doesn't feel goopy or anything like that. And I don't smell anything. I was looking at the box to see if it had like a scent on there, but I don't smell anything. So maybe it's like scent free. Feels really nice though. Okay, lips are hydrating. I have a new foundation to try. Yinza is a brand that I see a lot of people test here on YouTube, over on TikTok. It is their Super Serum Silk Foundation they sent me. They asked me to pick a shade, and I picked the shade Medium Golden. Medium Golden. I have an olive undertone, warm leaning. I was looking at all their shades. I thought this would maybe be the best. This says it is supercharged with skin-loving peptides. My skin loves peptides. I'm here for that. Vitamin C, E, brighten, improve firmness, full flawless coverage. Okay, full flawless coverage. And we're gonna try it. We're gonna see if the shade match is good. So here's what it looks like, and I'll just put a little bit on my finger. Oh, I think I got a good shade match. Oh yeah, I think that shade's gonna be really nice, but actually let me zoom y'all in. So here's the shade I kind of picked out online, but they also sent me like a sample size of medium warm. So maybe that's helpful if I just show you like what that looks like also, because that way we can see kind of the differences. Okay, so here is medium warm right here. Definitely not as golden, right? Which makes sense. I went with golden because golden undertone isn't olive, but sometimes it can work for me if it's like a warm golden shade. So I definitely think the golden is better for me. But yeah, I wanted to swatch the medium warm too, just in case you wanted to see. And you know, I'll just kind of blend it in with the golden maybe, because I don't want to waste all of that I put out onto my hand. But I also have a brush, and why don't we try that? This is the Skin on Skin foundation brush. I like trying new foundations. My preferred foundation coverage is like medium coverage. I do have oily skin, and I normally prefer like a satin matte, a natural matte, something like that. Not usually a flat matte, but I like all types of foundation. Even glowy foundations I can make work for me. I I think that looks nice. I definitely won't use the warm shade again, but also like I have it. But I think I did really good picking out my shade with the medium golden. I think I did a great job. So here is what we're looking like with the brush. This is a nice brush. I didn't even show y'all. It's like slanted and duo fiber, and this is what it looks like. Let me get a little bit more for over here. But here we have with, here we have without. Yeah, that golden is working pretty well for me, I think. So I will just buff this in. Okay, so our foundation is looking nice, very glowy. I'm interested to see how this is gonna look once we have powder and everything on, but I am going to keep testing my Fenty concealer. So I tested this in a video last week, I think. This is the We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer, and I have the shade 295W. So I'm going to just put this concealer on. I really like the shade I have. It's probably gonna be too light for me come like summertime or spring when I'm gonna be able to be outside more. But I think it looks great right now. And I've been enjoying this. It's a nice like medium coverage concealer. I haven't worn it enough to like fully give you my like review yet, but the handful of times that I've worn it, I have enjoyed it. I'm going to let that set on my skin for a couple of minutes, warm up, and then I will blend it in. I've used this with a brush and a sponge, and I honestly like it both ways, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's medium coverage. It's not so glowy that it doesn't set down with powder. It's not like breaking apart on me. Like it stays looking really nice. Okay, I'm just going to press in my concealer with my Singe Beauty brush. Everything I used today, I will link down below, of course, or use the YouTube shopping thing if I can. But doesn't that concealer look nice? I think it does. Again, I do want to wear it like a few more times before I come back with a full review on it, but so far, so good. Okay, so the concealer is looking great. It definitely like lightened things up, but that's okay. Once I set with powder, do a little finishing powder, a little bronzer, it will all flow a little bit better. So here's what the complexion is. We're going to use a liquid blush. Say sent me their new Dew blushes. I'm going to use the shade Baby. I want to try these. I really like this applicator. I think this looks so cute. I'm guessing these aren't going to be too pigmented. They're described as dewy, so I'm going to like just dot on a little, maybe a little more than that actually, and then we'll see how it blends and if I need to add more. But I like this like cool pink color. I think it looks really cute. So I'm gonna take, this is the brush from Say, and I'm just going to kind of like blend with this. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so that is a very like light pink. It's not intensely pigmented. It gives like this pretty like, I don't know if I would say sheer, but light flush of color, which I like. Oh, I think that looks really pretty. I think that looks really, really pretty. I want to try these two over top of powder, but I thought for my first time using them, I would use it before I powder my face. And then when I come back for my like full review, after I really tested and tried, I can let you know, how it looks on top of powder and all of that. But so far, like, this is cute. This is a cute flush of color. Okay. I like that. I'm always happy when I try like a liquid or cream blush and I don't put it on and then am not able to blend it, you know, because that's definitely happened before. It's not lifting any product underneath, which is also terrible. It's looking good. It is looking really, really good. I do not have a new powder to test, so I am going to quickly just set everything down with my Huda Beauty powder. I'm going to grab my Unearthly puff and set. Okay, so after I was set with my Huda powder, I'm taking my Lawless powder and I'm just kind of buffing in and setting the rest of the face, just light amounts on this big brush to kind of like bring everything back together. And it's in a shade that's kind of closer to my skin tone, so it's gonna help cancel out like how light that concealer kind of took things. Here is where I'm gonna leave the complexion for now. I do want to quickly fill in my brows. I did those on camera like several times this month. It's just boring to me. So I'm gonna fill those in and I'm gonna zoom y'all in and then we will do our eye look. Okay, my brows are on. We're definitely gonna grab an eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna zoom y'all in, but I wanted to show y'all the new Love Sick palette from Wicked Widow Beauty. I think this packaging is adorable. It makes me think of like Valentine's that you give out at school, like those cute little cards, and then the color story inside is so cute too. I just think this is adorable. So we have 8 shades, 4 mattes, 4 duochromes. Let me show you a close-up and swatches of this palette. This is going to be available on February 2nd at 12 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be $36. So it is magnetic. It is very cute. It fits right in with their other palettes in this kind of format. If you saw my video on Graveyard Smash, and I think the Tea Party palette, very cute, great quality. So I am really looking forward to using this. I love that we have mattes and duochromes. I'm going to grab for my Sigma Ignite eyeshadow base and we'll create. We're going to start off by using a couple of the mattes. I do have my eyeshadow primer on and I want to use 3 Last Words. I love that the names are like songs. That's really cool. So we're going to use 3 Last Words and then we're going to go into Letting Go. So I'm going to take this really pretty pale lavender. This is a BK Beauty Nikki LaRose brush. And I'm going to kind of like press this all in the socket. Not out here, just keeping it right in this area and bringing it in a bit, but just using this light shade. If you want this like light color like this, or really any type of light shade to really pop, using a white eyeshadow base will do that for you. But I just am using my normal eyeshadow primer that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, and it's working so beautifully. I do have an affiliate code with Wicked Widow Beauty, so this palette is going to be $36, but you can use code Heather to get a discount. If you are curious about it, I will of course put that in the description box. But that blended well. That blended well. It's giving me the brightness I want. I'm going to pick up Letting Go now with a BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush. And I'm going to start by like stamping this on my lid in the outer portion and then kind of blending it up, just pressing. And then I will slowly start with a little bit of blending up and out, so we can do something kind of darker out here in the outer corner. Okay, I'm taking the lighter pinky shade called Worlds Apart, and I've got that on my brush, and I'm just gonna kind of press it under the lower lash line and then lightly kind of blend it. I thought this would be really pretty with what we have going on the lid, so I'm just gonna buff it. So far, these matte shades are performing exactly the way I expect Wicked Widow shadows to perform. I think they have a really beautiful shadow formula. These are pigmented, but they're easy to buff and blend. It's doing exactly what I need it to do, so that is making me super happy. Okay, now we're gonna play with some of these beautiful duochromes. I'm so excited. We are gonna put one kind of all over the lid, except for the outer corner, which I wanna leave dark. And we're gonna take this up above the lid, higher. Remember, you can do what you want to with your shadow. I like to bring my shadows up to kind of open up my deep set eyes. If you have hooded eyes, if you have any type of anything you want to do and you're like, oh, I wish I could take my shimmers here or here, do it. Take them high, give yourself like an ethereal eye look, whatever you want to do, you can do. But the duochromes, I am going to pick up on my brush and then I'm going to spray my brush with a little setting spray before I apply to give me that extra little oomph and to help with any fallout. So the shade that I'm kind of most looking forward to is this one. So I want to put this one right here on my lid called Memories. And then I think we will highlight the inner corner with Goodnight Moon. Okay, so I've got the shade Memories and I'm going to press that onto my lid and I'm going to bring it up high as well. Just kind of pressing and tapping it on. It's a really pretty purple shade, like almost like a grape or something. Kind of this warmer purple, and then it has different color like shimmer, particle, reflex to it. Really, really pretty, and I like it with this like two-toned crease that we have going on. I really like that. Okay, all right, I'm into it. Okay, so I'm taking the shade Goodnight Moon and I'm just gonna tap it right here on my inner corner. That's really pretty and exactly what I was hoping it would do, like bring in some brightness. I am going to throw in some liner and mascara, but I do want to add a lash to this look. I am going to use my Sigma Hopeless Romantic lashes. Sigma sent me some new lashes and I want to use these, but I'm going to trim them so that they don't go like all the way across. I'm going to kind of make these like a little more than half lashes. So I'm going to cut those and I think that will be our beautiful lovesick look. Okay, y'all, here is the eye look with a little bit of a lash. I'm into it. I really like the way this looks, kind of light and Valentine's-y. I want to use this new Pat McGrath lipstick. I bought it, part of her new collection. This is Nude Nocturne. I think this shade is going to be beautiful with our eye look, and the embossing on this lipstick, gorgeous. Let me smooth that out. This is a gorgeous color. So I grabbed my Cocoa from Lunar Beauty, which is a more brown, to kind of make sure I have a nice line like that. There we go. That is really, really pretty. Now, I like the Pat McGrath lipsticks, so I'm not sad that I bought a new one. Let me show you though. Smashbox sent me their Halo palettes, like the face palettes, and I wish so much I could like pick my own shades for the Halo palettes or any face palettes really. I'm like, oh, I wish I could pick my own like blush bronzer shade and all, because this is the Halo Sculpt Glow face palette. This is the shade Pink Saturation. And I really like the blushes and highlighters in here. I think this bronzer is going to be too light for me, but I want to use this blush shade. And then the palette, like if I were just picking one, I would have picked Coral Saturation. So it looks like this. And then I want this bronzer shade, and I also want these blush shades. Aren't those pretty? But I want to use the bronzer from this one. And these blushes, I think I will really, really enjoy. but I want to use the other shades of blushes for today's look. So I'm excited to try this formula. I think these look really beautiful. I'm like, I wish I could choose my own shades. So we're going to see how the formula is today. We're going to use the bronzer. Again, this is Coral Saturation. And the bronzer is Scenic Root. And this highlighter is Prosecco Pop. So Smashbox got Becca. I forgot about that. So that's Prosecco Pop. And then, yeah, okay. So Scenic Root, sorry, is the contour. They say it's a contour. It looks like it has some warmth. I don't really like cool tone contours. I usually just go for bronzers. So I think this will work for me though. Let me grab a brush. Okay, so I picked this up on a brush from Singe, and I can definitely still see that Say blush coming through, and I can definitely still see like the glow from all of our liquid products coming through. But yeah, here's the Say blush. It's beautiful, but I do want to use these Smashbox blushes to kind of see the formula. This bronzer is very buildable. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm liking this. I'm just building it up a little bit to see, because I do think that it's more of a buildable formula, which can be really, really nice with bronzers. So let me put some on the forehead. I think that looks pretty, right? Kind of skin-like, not necessarily like matte, but also not glowy. I would say like, yeah, definitely more like satin matte, something like that. So this is what it looks like on half of my face. I'm gonna bronze up the other half of my face. All right, so here is the bronzer. I think that's looking really pretty, right? I'm glad I got to try these powders, because I think that was really nice. I do want to use the pink saturation for the blush and highlighter. So the highlighter is Rose Quartz, and I want to use this blush shade right here. I just think it's going to go beautifully with our eye and lip look. Like, I love the deep lip with the kind of lighter eyes. So I want to just top this. I could definitely skip blush and just let that Say blush come through, but I do think this is going to be really pretty on top, and then we'll use that same highlighter. Okay, so I'm just going in with a little bit of the blush, and that's really pretty. Okay, all right. I am liking that color. I'm liking the formula. It's really beautiful. It's like a more matte blush, which I like, especially since we're gonna go in with a highlighter. I think that looks great, and I think it's working really well with our eye look. Okay. See, I wish I could create my own palette with Smashbox, like pull my own shades together. But that is really pretty. Oh, our look is coming together. Our look is coming together. I'm just going to use the same brush and pick up a little bit of highlight and dust that on. If these are the like Becca / Smashbox highlighters, already know I like this formula. So yeah, that's looking really pretty. I'm going to put on a little extra because I want to glow. I'm actually about to head out the door. I am taking way too long to get ready, but I'm just like really enjoying checking these products. I'm gonna highlight my nose, and that would be the look. I do want to quickly grab my She's Thirsty spray. I'm pretty glowy, but I want to use this anyways because I think it's gonna like mesh everything together, and I don't mind being a little glowy today. All right, y'all, here is our finished look. I really love the way my skin is looking. I don't really have any misses for this video. I was thinking like, what's like a miss for me. And the lipstick I think is beautiful. The eye look I really like. I like how like light and bright it is. For an 8-pan palette, I think this is a cool color story. There's no like super dark deep matte, but when palettes are 5, 6, 8 pans, really anything kind of under like 12 or 9 pans, even 9 pans, but let's say under 9 pans, I don't need them to be like an everything palette. If I want to pair this with some deeper, darker mattes, I can definitely do that. But I like that this is like curated. It has a color story. It has like this shade where you could go a little more neutral if you wanted to. Has some pinks. I like this pop of lilac though, and I like the kind of like light look. The Smashbox palettes, I'm really excited I got to try these because I think the products are looking really pretty. The Say blush, the lip oil, like I really like the way my makeup looks. So time will tell. I'll definitely keep testing all these things. I never leave y'all with first impressions. I always test things and then follow up and let you know once I've tried them what my full review is. So definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. I have lots of videos coming this week. I hope you are having an amazing day. Please do subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future content, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!